Nail by Ian Jones and Andy Edwards. Episode 3, Cupping. Wednesday, February the 21st, 1940. Nail and Dai English the Butcher are taking a trip in Dai's van to meet a shady character who has a reputation for living beyond the law. As they travel, Dai recounts a very strange tale of gypsies, oriental mystery, public undress, and ultimate disappointment. "Can I ask you something, Nail?" says Dai English as we bump along the Carmarthen road in his van. "Ask away, good boy," I reply. "It's a bit of a strange one," he falters, "but, do you ever have a sit-down wee?" What?" I say. "A sit-down wee, man." "What do you want about, Dai? A sit-down wee?" "Aye, that's right." "Well, I can't say I ever have, Dai, to be honest. Why do you ask?" No reason. Just I've started sitting down for my first visit to the outhouse in the morning, you know. I was wondering if it was just me or whether everyone did it. Or if, I don't know, if it's an age thing, you know. "No, Dai, I tend to stand." "Oh, right then. There we are then. Just thought I'd ask," he says. "We're on our way to a farm the other side of Aberystwyth. This will take up about half my petrol ration," Dai says. "How am I supposed to run a butcher shop without petrol? I've stopped doing my deliveries. It's not worth it." We drive through Aberystwyth and Dai beeps the horn as we pass my mother's house. "Where is this place then, Dai?" I ask as we turn off the main road and head up a one-track lane through the woods. Oh, back a beyond," he replies. "Another 5 miles at least." "We'll fall off the end of the earth before we get there," I say. "Did I tell you about when me and Philly came up here a few years back to see the guru?" "The what?" I say. "The guru, man. Religious bloke of some sort." "I know what a guru is, Dai, but what I'm wondering is why you and Philly wanted to see a guru." "Oh, Philly's idea it was. She'd had her palm read by a gypsy in blind wine. Gypsies, gurus, where you going with this, and I?" "Listen now, and I'll tell you," he answers. "The gypsy told Philly that she would visit a guru who would cleanse her." "Cleanse her?" I say. "Aye, cleanse her. So anyway, she comes back to the shop full of bluster about gypsies and gurus. I thought she'd gone cock-a-doodle-doo. Insistent she was that she needed to find a guru. Well, she said nothing more about it for about 3 months. Then one afternoon, she was reading the journal when she let out a scream. A proper one, you know, not put on. 'I found the guru, Dai! I found the guru,' she said." Well, to cut a long story short, there was an article in the paper about an Indian medicine man from Kashmir who was staying on a farm about 10 miles from here. I've no idea what he was doing here, from wherever Kashmir is, but anyway, he was doing something called cupping." "What's that then?" I ask. "Hush now and I'll tell you," says Dai as the van hits a large pothole. "Yes, see, that rattled my teeth," he says. "Lucky we didn't blow a tyre out in that. Remember where it was now for the way back, Nail?" Anyway, this guru gets a ram's horn, got alcohol or something in it, and he sets it on fire and then puts it on you to cleanse your blood. I don't really know exactly how it works, but it pulls your blood to the surface or something. Well, I listened in disbelief. Philly was beside herself. I have to see the guru die, she said. It's my destiny. You know what she's like, Irish blood and all that. So up here we came, right up the other side of the middle of nowhere, to a farm just outside the back of beyond. She made me promise I'd do the cupping with her, to support her, And when we got there, the farmhouse was huge. Couldn't believe the size of the place, out in the wilds like that. The back door was open, and the farmer was sitting at the kitchen table. Are we in the right place to see the guru? Philly asked him. £1, he said, and held a cup towards us for the money. Ooh, that's steep, I thought, but I put £1 note in the cup. £1 each, he said. I looked at Philly and she nodded. I gave him another £1. He gestured with his head to the door behind him. I said, better be worth it, I said, as we walked through the door. Well, the room had no furniture in it, just piles of clothes on the floor, and there was a woman in one of those Indian dresses. A sari, I say. That's it, he says. She was standing by the door to the next room. It was weird as anything, like a film or something. She didn't look up, she just said, you may undress here. Well, we didn't know what to do at first. I started laughing a bit, from feeling uncomfortable like, and Philly gave me one of her stares, so I stopped and we started undressing. Underwear is all the guru requires, the girl says. So we stripped down, me to my pants and vest, and Philly to a bra and petticoat. It was the strangest thing, Neil. And he laughs, awkwardly like. Once we were undressed, the girl opened the door. You may now wait here for the guru, she said. Well, we walked through the door into the next room, and I swear to God. He stops talking and seemed to be contemplating whether to carry on with the story. Oh, come on, Dai, I say. I'm all yours now. I swear to God, he says again. In the room were 5 other people, 3 women and 2 men, all sitting on chairs around the edge of the room and all in their underwear. Well, I laugh as I picture Philly in her petticoat and whalebone brassiere and Dai in his string vest and yellow in pants sitting in a room full of strangers. Don't laugh, man, Neil. It was the strangest thing, and then he laughs himself. Well, we sat there for about 5 minutes in silence, all 7 of us looking at our toes. Then there's this almighty scream from the next room, like an animal, when they're about to go into the slaughterhouse. Terrifying it was, blood-curdling. I looked at Philly, hoping she might say to leave it, but her face was expressionless. Next thing, the young girl appears from the room where the screams had come from. She walked over to one of the women sitting opposite us. The guru will see you now, she said softly, and led them off. Well, we must have been sitting there for 2 hours all told. Screams of pain ringing out, breaking the silence. Back and forth came the girl. The guru will see you now. When the last of the other victims had gone in, I said to Philly, you sure you want to do this? Don't even think about leaving Dai English, she said. I haven't sat here in my smalls for 2 hours to back out now. Well, you go first then, I said. And she agreed, and we sat in silence through another primal scream. The door opened, and the girl walked towards us. The guru will see you tomorrow, she said. What? I said. "We've been here for hours." "The guru is fatigued," she said. "The guru must sleep now. The guru will see you tomorrow." Then she turned around, and that was the last we saw of her. I was too shocked to say much. "I can't come tomorrow again," I said to Philly. "It's Mart Day." We went back into the room where we'd left our clothes. The final patient was there, half-dressed. Oh, sorry," I said. "No need," she replied, and carried on dressing. On her back, Neil, were these 3 huge blooming circles, like blisters, looked sore as anything. Well, we looked for the farmer once we were dressed to try and get the money back, but he was nowhere to be seen, was he? I'd to head off home, £2 out of pocket, and no cupping. "I've changed my mind about seeing the guru," Philly said on the way home. "And do you know what? We've never mentioned it to one another again. Women, eh? Don't know what they bloody want." Well, I don't know what to say. How do you top that? We turn onto a track and a van bounces and clunks over the tractor-scored earth to an old wooden barn. Arthur, 2 donkeys, is standing there in the shadow of the barn, smoking a roll-up. He raises his hand to Dai and walks into the barn. Dai stops the van and gets out. "You all right here for a minute, Neil?" he asks as he takes a brown envelope from under the driver's seat. "Yes, of course," I say, and he crosses the yard and joins Arthur in the dark. They're in there about 10 minutes before Dai reappears, carrying a large cardboard box in 2 arms. "Open the back, Neil," he shouts. "This weighs a bloody ton." I jump out and open the back of the van. Dai puts the box down and pushes it inside. "You got what you wanted, Dai?" I ask. "And more," he replies, smiling. As we pull away, I can see the smoke from Arthur 2 Donkey's cigarette drifting from the half-light of the barn. "Shady bugger, isn't he?" I say to Dai. "I suppose he is," he replies. The drive back is a little uncomfortable. Dai is on edge. He sneezes loudly. "Oof, every time I sneeze, I think of my father," he says. "Hope he's not watching me now. He'd be ashamed of me." We managed to avoid the big pothole on the way back down the hill. "God, that's deep," he says, as we drive around the crater in the road. "I'll go the back lanes and down through Nantlas, I think," he says, as we approach Aberystwyth. "Don't want to bump into Eirig book and pencil. I'd have some explaining to do, all right." "Take it steady now then," I say, and we head up past Pentram Eirig farm towards Nantlas. Just outside Nantlas, Dai stops the van and goes into the back. "1 minute, Neil," he says, as he disappears around the back of Nant House with a paper-wrapped package in his hand. "There we are then," he says, as he jumps back aboard. "Starting to make a bit of money back already," and he smiles smugly. Down Picton Hill we bounce and back onto the main road. I help Dai carry the box through the shop into the cold room at the back. He looks up and down the street before we take it from the van. "Shame to get caught now," he says. "Oh, well done, boy," says Philly, as Dai closes the door of the cold room. "Petrol well spent, Dai?" "Do you want a nice cup of tea, Neil?" she asks, "and some shortbread?" "Put some lead in your pencil," she giggles. No, I'm off now, thanks," I reply. "I'm fishing with Claude up the Cothy tomorrow, and we want to sort a few things out before the morning." "Oh, you be careful up by that river now," she says, "and wash your hands before you eat anything. Lots of rats by the river. My brother nearly died of Veal's disease from rat pee." She recounts the story of her brother's illness. "Oh, nasty," I say. "I'll bear it in mind tomorrow." "Now, you sure I can't tempt you?" she says, and looks me in the eye. No, Philly. I want to sort out my rod and line and make some sandwiches ready for tomorrow." "Oh, another time then, Cariad," she says. "When Dai's not here, perhaps." Dai laughs loudly. Here you go, Neil, he says. Thanks for coming along. And he hands me a small newspaper-wrapped parcel. There's 8 rashers in there, boy. Margaret'll enjoy those. Mum's a word, mind. We don't want Eirig poking his nose in. Careless talk costs lives, remember? I slipped the bacon into my coat pocket and crossed the square. I know they're watching me through the window of the shop, but I don't turn round. Maggie will enjoy a bit of bacon for tea, I think to myself, as I walk towards the allotments to pull a cabbage. She'll enjoy hearing about the guru too. Aye, nice treat for her.